Okay, today we are going to learn the Hartnell governor. Its working we have already seen. We'll get familiar with its free body diagram. We will write the formula and we'll solve one problem on Hartnell governor. This is we are going to cover in this session today. What you see on the screen is spring-loaded Hartnell governor. It's working and its video I have already shown to you. Do you remember? You can unmute and answer. Okay. Let me explain again. This Hartnell governor is spring-loaded governor. Okay. Uh, you see the ball is attached at the end of this bell crank lever. The length of the vertical arm is X, which is also called ball arm. The length of horizontal arm is Y, which is also called sleeve arm because it is attached to the sleeve. The arm is attached to the sleeve at point R. Okay. So when the speed of the governor increases, this ball will fly out, the sleeve will move up, and hence the point R will move up. When the speed of the governor decreases, the ball will move in, the sleeve will move down, and hence the point R will also move down. Okay. Now let us see this in a free body diagram. Okay, this free body diagram I shared with you earlier so that you can draw in your notebook. This is minimum position, this is maximum position. Okay. O is fulcrum point. In this diagram, you see this point is point O. Okay. Where this bell crank lever is pivoted to the frame. Okay. This line that you see from where the distance X is measured, you can say this is mid position or intermediate position of sleeve. Okay, here this line where the point O lies is the mid position or intermediate position. Okay, now this is minimum position. Minimum position means when the governor is running at minimum speed. So what will happen? The balls will move in as shown in the diagram. The point R moves down along with the sleeve. Okay, now you see this sleeve has traveled by a distance h1. Now what is the forces acting at point R? What is written here is the force is mg plus s1 by 2, where capital M is mass of the sleeve. Capital M is the mass of sleeve. Remember, I am not saying it mass on the sleeve as it was there on Porter governor, because Porter governor was loaded by dead weight whose mass we had taken capital M. Here there is no dead weight. The sleeve is loaded by a spring. So here capital M is mass of the sleeve itself. Okay. So mg will be the weight of the sleeve itself plus S1. S1 is the spring force acting on the sleeve at minimum position. Right. As we are considering only half of the part of the governor, by symmetry, half of this force will be acting at point R. Okay. Now what are the forces acting at point B? At point B, the self weight of the ball mg and the centrifugal force Fc1. Fc1 is centrifugal force at speed n1, that is minimum speed. Okay. Now you see, for minimum position, the ball tilts inward. Okay. And for maximum position, the ball moves outward. FC2 is the centrifugal force acting at maximum position, that is at speed n2. Okay. Again here the load acting at point R is mg plus, this must be S2. Here it is written S1, this must be S2 by 2. S2 is the spring force at speed n2, that is maximum position. Okay. Now the sleeve or the point R has moved a distance by h2, has moved by a distance h2. Now the total distance moved from minimum position to maximum position is h. So can anybody tell me what is the relation between h1 and h2? What is the total distance moved by sleeve? You can unmute your mic and say.
H is equal to H1 plus H2.
Correct. H will be equal to H1 plus H2. Very good. Okay. Now you see, this R is the distance of fulcrum point O from axis of rotation. I can say this is intermediate radius of rotation. R1, minimum radius of rotation. R2, maximum radius of rotation. Okay. Now having understood this diagram, you already have with you. These are the terms I already explained. X is length of vertical arm, Y is length of horizontal arm. Rest of the thing I already explained to you. N1 is angular speed of governor at R1, that is minimum speed. N2 is maximum speed. S1 is spring force at speed N1. S2 is spring force at speed N2. You remember this term. We will require this while solving the numerical. Now let us see the formula. Okay.
क्लियर नहीं
Should be clear now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let me explain the formula. Okay. Now for minimum position, when you write the equilibrium of forces, you get this formula. mg plus s1 equal to 2fc1 into x by y. Please keep on writing also. Keep on writing. Where mg is the weight of the sleeve, s1 is spring force at minimum position, fc1 is centrifugal force at minimum position, which is equal to mr1 omega 1 square. X is the length of vertical arm, that is ball arm. Y is length of horizontal arm, that is sleeve arm. If you consider force of friction for minimum position, this will be mg minus f. Instead of mg, you have to take mg minus f. If you consider force of friction f, then plus s1 equal to 2fc1 into x by y. Okay. And for maximum position, you have similarly mg plus s2 equal to 2fc2 into x by y, where s2 is the spring force at maximum position, fc2 is centrifugal force acting on the ball at maximum position, and this is equal to mr2 omega 2 square into x by y. I already explained. If you consider force of friction for maximum position, you have to add force of friction in weight of the sleeve. The remaining formula will remain same. Now sleeve lift H is given by R2 minus R1 into Y by X. Remember here the ratio is Y by X, not X by Y, while writing the formula for sleeve lift. R2 is maximum radius of rotation. R1 is minimum radius of rotation. Then comes spring stiffness. Spring stiffness, capital S, is given by S2 minus S1 by H, where H is sleeve lift. Okay, its SI unit is Newton per meter, and this is the force required to compress the spring by 1 mm or 1 meter in SI unit. Okay, so S is spring stiffness. Then we have, in some numerical, they ask you to calculate initial compression of the spring, delta, given by S1 by S, where S1 is initial spring force, that is spring force at minimum speed, and capital S is spring stiffness. Okay. Also, you can calculate centrifugal force for intermediate position, right? Centrifugal force for intermediate position you can calculate, and this is equal to Fc equal to either Fc1 plus Fc2 minus Fc1, R minus R1 upon R2 minus R1, where R is intermediate radius of rotation. This formula can also be written as Fc2 minus, in bracket Fc2 minus Fc1, R2 minus R1 upon R2 minus R upon R2 minus R1. Please note down this formula and let me know when you are done with the writing of the formula. Let us solve one numerical on Hartnell governor. Are you able to see this question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I already shared this yesterday on WhatsApp group. This is actually question
No,
number
sir.
10. Question number 10 from exercises.
Sir, we can't see.
Sir,
Theory of
not
machine by
visible.
R.S. Kurmi.
Excuse me, sir.
Question is not visible.
No, sir.
No, sir.
How is it?
Blank है screen.
Visible है sir.
Let me open
हाँ
it
सर
again.
विजिबल है.
सर विजिबल है.
किसी किसी के लिए blank है. किसी किसी के लिए.
विजिबल
Visible है.
ब्लैंक है अभी भी.
जी?
ब्लैंक है सर.
नहीं सर शो हो रहा है.
क्या बता रहे हैं
मैं
भाई?
वापस से स्टॉप शेयर करके
अबे हार्डनर गवर्नर का क्वेश्चन. अभी चला गया.
Yeah, I'm sharing it again.
हाँ सर विजिबल है अभी.
Visible, sir.
Okay. Now it must be visible to everyone.
यस सर.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The question I read once again. This is question number 10 from exercises from R.S. Kurmi, Theory of Machine. I read the question. A spring control governor of the Hartnell type with a central spring under compression has balls each of mass 2 kg. The ball and sleeve arms of the bell crank levers are respectively 100 mm and 60 mm long and are at right angles. In the lowest position of the governor sleeve, the radius of rotation of the ball is 80 mm and the ball arms are parallel to the governor axis. Find the initial load on the spring in order that the sleeve may begin to lift at 300 rpm. If the stiffness of the spring is 30 kilonewton per meter, what is the equilibrium speed corresponding to a sleeve lift of 10 mm? Okay, you have seen the question. Now I solve it. Okay, you are able to see the paper view?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us solve this. Let us write what things are given. First of all, mass of the ball is given 2 kg. Okay. Now mass of the cylinder is not given. So what we will do, we will take capital M equal to 0. Okay. And then length of the vertical arm, that is ball arm, is given 100 mm. This is equal to and this is equal to 0.1 meter. Length of the horizontal arm, that is sleeve arm, is given 60 mm. That is equal to 0.06 meter in SI unit. Okay. Now, radius of rotation, right? Minimum radius of rotation R1 is given 80 mm. That is 0.08 meter. Okay. Now the speed at which the sleeve begins to lift is actually the minimum speed. Minimum speed पे sleeve ऊपर आना शुरू होगा ना. So the speed at which sleeve begins to lift is minimum speed. So I write this as N1, 300 RPM. Okay. Stiffness of the spring is given 30 kilonewton per meter. But kilonewton per meter is not the SI unit. SI unit is Newton per meter. So I convert this into 30 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per meter. Apart from this, the sleeve lift is given H. It is given 10 mm. So it is equal to 0.01 meter. Okay. These are the data given in the question. Now this question consists of two parts. In the first part, we have to find the initial load on the spring. Initial load on the spring means we have to find spring force S1 at minimum position. Okay. So I always advise you, in the beginning only you should write the formula for what is asked in question. S1 is asked. So what we will do, we will write the formula. From our list of formula, we will select the formula in which S1 will appear. So our first formula for minimum position is mg plus S1 equal to 2fc1 into x by y. This is the formula. Now from this formula we can find S1. Okay. FC1 is given. How FC1 is given? Initial radius of rotation is given. Initial speed is given. For minimum position. So we can find FC1. Okay. M is given 0. So this formula becomes 0 plus S1 equal to 2fc1 into x by y. Now we can find x1, S1 from here. FC1 is nothing but m R1 omega 1 square into x by y. Let us substitute the value. To mass of the ball is given 2 kg. R1 is given 80 mm. So in SI unit it is 0.08. Omega 1 is 2 pi n by 60 square. ठीक है, 2 pi n1 by 60 square multiplied by x by y. X is 0.1, y is 0.06. So this becomes 2 into 2 into 0.08 into 2 pi n1 is 300 divided by 60 square into 0.1 from 0.006. Okay, this value from calculation I get this value as 526.37 Newton. As this is a force, unit will be Newton. So this is a final answer for initial spring load, that is spring force at minimum position. I hope you are writing simultaneously. Now in the second case, second part of the question, we have to find the equilibrium speed corresponding to sleeve lift of 10 mm. Now sleeve lift is what distance moved by the sleeve from minimum position to maximum position, right? So from minimum position to maximum position, the sleeve is traveling by a distance of 10 mm, right? So for this sleeve lift of 10 mm, what is the equilibrium speed? So indirectly we are asked to calculate what is the equilibrium speed at maximum position. Okay, so we have to find N2 maximum speed corresponding to a sleeve lift of 0.01 meter. Okay, now in order to find N2 speed, we can find by finding centrifugal force. Okay, if we are able to find FC2, from the value of FC2 we can find omega 2, and from omega 2 we can find N2. Okay, therefore in order to find FC2, we write this expression for maximum position, mg plus S2 equal to 2FC2 into x by y. Okay, now to use this equation number 1, I need to know the value of S2. This will become 0 as earlier. Okay, M is capital M is 0. We want to find FC2. X and Y is known. To use this formula, we need to find S2 also. Right? Now, what is given? Stiffness is given. Stiffness is given. S1 is known. Okay. H is given. We can find S2. How can we find? You see the formula for stiffness? S2 minus S1 by H. Okay. From here you can write S2 will be equal to S into H plus S1. S is 30 into 10 raised to 3. H is 0.01. S1 we just calculated 526.37. The value of S2 I am getting from calculation is 826.37 Newton. Now as S2 is known, I can use equation number 1 now. So I write from equation number 1, 0 plus 826.37 equal to 2FC2 into 0.1 divided by 0.06. From here you can find what is FC2. The value of FC2 जी
लास्ट है
पेपर थोड़ा ऊपर करो.
हाँ सर पेपर ऊपर करो
okay. Okay, now all calculation is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The value of FC2 I am getting here is 247.91 Newton. Okay, Now FC2 is found. From FC2 I can find omega 2. So I write here the formula for FC2. You please notice this technique. It is a general technique. When you keep on writing the formula, you logically get what should be the next step. M2 omega 2 square. Okay. M is known, F2 is known, omega 2 I want to find, but R2 is not known. So I can use this expression number 2 only when I am able to find R2. Now from my list of the formula, I will have to select a formula where R2 appears. Okay. Now you look at the formula of H, sleeve lift. Formula for sleeve lift, H. Are you done with writing this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I can change the page. No, the formula for H is R2 minus R1 multiplied by Y by X. Okay, now here all the values are known. H is given, R1 is given, Y is given, X is given. So I can find R2, right? So this is 0.01 equal to R2 minus 0.08 minimum radius of rotation, Y is 0.06, X is 0.1. From here, by simplification, I can get the value of R2. R2 comes out to be 0.0966 in meters. Now, as I have the value of R2, can I use this equation number 2 now? R2 is known, M is known, FC2 is known. Can I calculate omega 2?
Yes.
Okay. So from 2, FC2 was 247.91 equal to M is 2, R2 we get 0.09666. Now omega 2 square. From here I can get what is the value of omega 2. $35.933. Unit will be radian per second because it is angular velocity. Now knowing the angular velocity, we can find rotational speed. Simply omega 2 is 2 pi n2 by 60. Therefore, n2 will be equal to 60 into omega 2 upon 2 pi. 60 into 35.933 divided by 2 into 3.142. Okay. Now, by calculation, I get this value into 343.13. Unit will be RPM because it is rotational speed. This is your final speed for equilibrium speed corresponding to sleeve lift of
Sir, paper ऊपर.
corresponding to sleeve lift of 0.01 meter. I hope you understood this.
Yes,
सर एक बार केस 2 का स्टार्टिंग दिखाओ ना, केस 2 का स्टार्टिंग.